very, very short time. So let's see what the Satan is doing now. What is his mission now that he know that his time is done? Verse 13.
And when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child.
So he persecuted that woman, Israel, who brought forth the child. His whole mission now is to kill us, Israel. This is why everything that's been happening to us is happening. Not because your skin is dark, because your blood got the blood of Israel in it. And that's all Satan wants to do. This is why drugs have been put in our community. This is why you have a liquor store on every corner in your community. This is why a gun is on a liquor store in every community. That's why you have movies that are promoting gangs and killing and drug dealing. It's all you see on TV because the dragon is determined to destroy you. Verse 14.
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nurtured for a time, and times, and half a time, from the face of the serpent.
So, this is how we got it down into West Africa, to South Africa. Because now, the dragon don't know where we at. He can't find us. So from 70 AD to around the late 1500s, we were protected from the dragon. A place that was prepared by the Most High. That's how we got there. And we're going to put a link in the box in a very short second here that's going to show you all of the Israelite kingdoms throughout Africa. And I can guarantee you, ain't none of them Jewish or white. Okay? They kept these things from us so that your history would be removed, so you wouldn't know, you wouldn't be able to reattach yourself back to it. So as long as you kept thinking that you were just a slave, as long as you kept thinking that you were just some guy who just barely got off the plantation, you just been a cotton picker all your life, then you would never achieve to do anything great because he understood who you were fully. But he knew that we were going to wake up one day, and he knew that it was going to come a time that we were going to have full understanding of what the Most High had for us. But the Most High had to hide us from a time to get us strong and to prepare us, keep us. But unfortunately, as you're going to learn in the weeks to come, the sins of our fathers had to be taken care of. We're going to see this in a short second. Now, one last verse there, because I got to show you this. Got to make this clear here. Verse 15.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth waters as a flood after the woman, that she might cause her to be carried away out of the flood.
The flood is called lies. The dragon's called speaking lies. He put Caesar Borgia, the son of the Pope, and put him up as the image of Christ and said that Christ is white. Okay? He told you that you was the cursed seed of Ham. Not the descendants of Shem, not the descendants of Abraham. So he put out floods of lies saying you are the cursed seed of Ham. He put out lies and said that Jesus is white. They made a whole bunch of movies and books, and paintings, Last Supper of white people as being the people that was Israel. And then in the 8th, the 9th, and 13th to 14th century, you had the Khazar people of Russia say, hey, guess what? I'm the Jewish people. I'm the Jewish people. And then now the whole world believes that something else versus what the Most High said in His Word. If you just joined us today, chosen but unaware of it. Chosen but unaware of it. Verse 16.
And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened up her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
How did the earth help us? Because all of our records, the book of Enoch, the book of Jasher, the book of Jubilees, the Apocrypha, the Dead Sea Scrolls, the earth opened it up and all these things were found. And they had the truth in it versus what the lies they were telling. Amen? Chosen, but unaware of it. Look at verse 17.
And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnants of her seed, which kept the commandments of God and had the testimony of Jesus Christ.
You understand now why these churches are telling you that you're not supposed to keep the law? You understand now why we're being shot in the streets? You understand now where every time a leader stands up and try to get his community to follow the Bible, they kill him. Any leader that tells you to go out and live any kind of way, they're supporting, put him up. Yeah, this is the guy. But anybody that comes up, any Mega Evans, Martin Luther King, that comes up and say, you know what, we need to get into this Bible. Malcolm X was cool when he was just talking about Islam, but when he started talking about them dry bones in Ezekiel, he started telling the people that you were those dry bones. Oh, no, we got to take you out. And anybody that talks about preaching the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High and following the true Christ of the Bible, they exercise you. They ostracize you. They call you a Jesus freak. Amen? And he's trying to kill the remnant of us. But that ain't going to happen. Today's lesson, chosen, but unaware of it. Chosen, but unaware of it. Now, we put that link in there, right, with the video, with the evidence that's the YouTube video.
Yeah.
All right. So, in your own time, make sure you go check that link out. They're gonna have all the nations, all the different nations and the kingdoms of Africa, who are of Israelites. That were Israelites. Okay. Come. All right. Now, let's go to Deuteronomy 28. Where we at on time right now? Because I don't want to hold you long. All right, we wrapping this up. I'm an Israelite, boy. I can't help it, man. Can't help it, man. You got to give my people the truth, man. I'm so excited about our people being awakened. Deuteronomy 28. Now, in essence, I actually put the cart before the horse when I gave you Luke 21 and I showed you how we got into Africa and I showed you the slave trade. I actually put the cart before the horse. But what I had to show you that first to get the connection so you can see how our people got to West Africa in the first place, for you didn't believe what I'm about to show you right here. Okay? So we showed you that first to prove that Christ is the one who told us to get into Africa, that Christ was the one who sent us there, and that the Most High had that place prepared for us. And like I said, in the weeks to come, we're going to show you in detail why all of this happened. But we're going to give you a small portion of it right here. What if I can prove to you that the Most High told us, well before the birth of Christ, that if we did not follow the statutes, laws, and commandments, that we would have to suffer the consequences of that? Remember, we told you back in Hosea 4th chapter, verse 6, he said, my people are perishing because of a lack of knowledge, because we reject the law and the statutes and commandments of the Most High. So what I'm about to show you right here is going to answer every question to you, why we went through what we did, why it happened to what we happened, why these things are taking place. Deuteronomy 28, verse 15.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments, his statutes, which I command thee this day, that these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So, if you take your own time, you go back and read Deuteronomy 28, look at verses 1 through 14, the Most High told us all these curses, all the blessings and great things that he would do for us if we keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? But the remainder of Deuteronomy 28 tells us these are the things that would happen to us if we did not keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. Now, remember, before we get into to show you this, remember we told you in Psalms 147, verse 19 to 20, that Israel was the only nation that he gave his laws and statutes and commandments to. We told you in Deuteronomy 7 that we were chosen to be a special people above all nations. That he didn't give it to us because we were so special, we were so great and so smart. He gave it to us because he loved us. And the promises that he made with our father Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? Now, the fact of the matter is that even though the laws were something that we had to keep, remember I keep telling you, it's grace that we had. And so there had to be consequences if we didn't keep them, if we would reject them, if we would do things outside of his word. So, let's go down. We're not going to read all of them. Let's go to verse 45.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statute which he commanded thee.
See, that's what's great about the Most High, is that he don't just tell you one time. You know how your mom and dad do? Sometimes when they serious about a certain thing, and they say, listen, go do this. And then you don't do it. Listen, I'm going to tell you again. And my dad has a famous saying, I strongly suggest that you do this. And when my dad gets to that point of, I strongly suggest, the clock is ticking. You understand? The clock is ticking. You better be